Lifting family, welcome back. So it's been a little bit since I've done a solo review, and so a lot of the videos lately have been with my kids, but this video is on an infrared thermometer. So I picked this one up from Amazon. So this one I wanted to use for the stainless steel griddle that I have. So I've got that griddle that I've done a review on in the past, and I needed something to essentially measure the temperature. So what I wanted to do was measure some surface temperature and then also do some temperature readings on just different foods and things like that. So we're gonna try this one out and see how it goes. So opening up the box here, we have inside, we've got the directions and then a quick little, more of like an announcement card. We have the thermometer itself, and then a nice trigger, and then the adjustment and reading scales in the back. And then it does also come with two AAA batteries. And then we've got the back side here to where we've got the 12 readouts, and then we've got the big screen that is readable in the sunlight, and then there is the alarm that can be triggered for the different temperature adjustments and fluctuations. Alright, so here you can see some of the display settings and how it works in terms of what operates what in this unit. And then we've got the ability for some of the adjustments and doing the alarm setting adjustments as well. And then here we've got the target distance that you need in terms of being able to measure the object that you are looking to read the temperature on properly. The radiance portion is going to be a little bit difficult because you're going to need to know the object that you're measuring. So if it's a metal, you're going to need to know that metal type. But at the same time, if you're reading some of these specific metals or some of these specific objects, chances are you know exactly what you're doing. So if the screen kind of goes into a little bit of a fade mode, or to where it kind of turns off or is in like a sleep mode, you just press the trigger here. It's going to be able to get that turned back on. Alright, so I'm not sure if you can see the laser. We'll just do it for demonstration. I'm going to hope to aim it. We'll go back here. See it right there. I did give a readout. So it says 72.9, which actually my house, so the floor above me essentially is set at 74. So 73 surface temperature is probably fairly accurate. So outside of that, I'm going to give some testings here and then we will give an overall review. Alright, so what we have here is basically some hot water that I just got out of the Keurig and then some cold ice water. So this is just remnants apparently from the Keurig pods that we use, so light coffee water, I guess. But just going to pull up a digital thermometer here. So with this one, I'm going to get a readout. So we're looking at about somewhere around 40, 48, dropping down to 47. We will turn this on. We're trying to get that ratio. Ooh. Trying to get them quick, but they were almost, they had 45.7. And then we are fluctuating on the 45.7. Obviously we got some cold spots within the water itself, but right around that 45.7 mark. So pretty accurate, pretty consistent there. So we're gonna do that for the hot water here. Get in a little bit closer here. So we've got 153.7 and then our click. And then we obviously want to double click it to get back to a zero readout scale. 143.2 and then 151.3. So we do have a good bit of variance when it comes to the heat aspect. So we're going to try this again, and it could be a distance aspect because again it's trying to read essentially the layers of an object, and smooth objects for infrared is a bit difficult, especially when we've got a reflective surface off the bottom. 144, 143.8. Maybe we can pick up where it's reading with this. So that's 148. So just below the surface, we are at 142. So my takeaway from this is that this is going to work perfect when it comes to something like being able to read out what I want to read out, which is my flat top grill. And unfortunately for this review, I was not able to do that. I ended up running out of propane. But at the same time, this variant essentially kind of proves the fact that this is going to work for my application. And this is also my first review on an infrared thermometer. Perfect for flat top grill people. And then going back to the traditional style when it comes to being able to read the internal temperature of meats. I'm not sure where you're at in terms of what you thought might end up occurring there in terms of which one is going to read what, but this is where we landed. So outside of that, I am still going to give this a positive review. So I would say that overall, this being my first review of an infrared thermometer, I would say that my expectations were met, and then the price point is right. So this is something where I'm definitely going to be keeping this, definitely going to be using this. I would still recommend this. In terms of a 5 out of 5, I don't really have a lot of other infrared thermometer background. So in terms of that, you might have found that in this review, but at the same time, that's one of those things where I'm just going to say that I recommend this product. And then in terms of an overall Amazon review that I'm going to review as well, I would say I'd give this one a 5 out of 5, just for the fact that it came fast, price is right. It does seem to read accurately when it comes to cold temperatures, and then the variance between hot, it does seem to read more of a surface temperature when it comes to the heat. But again, we're reading a smooth surface, so that can be a little bit difficult when it comes to infrared thermometers. But outside of that, 5 out of 5 from me. Click that like button down below. Comment if you have any questions. If you've got any other infrared thermometers out there, definitely give this one a look. But outside of that, please remember to click that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching and keep pushing.